Well, greetings everyone from the famous dank basement here in southeastern Minnesota. I am your wicked Uncle Squinty, sometimes called Mike Oxlong. And it's nice to be here with you on this beautiful Friday the 1st of November, 2024. So glad you could join me. It's a pleasure to see you as always for this Episodio Pinch Witcha Squinty. I'm going to talk a little bit about Indian snuffs again. This is a Kellner jar. If you novices do not know what a Kellner jar is, I shall explain. Why am I using that accent? It's ridiculous. Anyway, a Kellner jar has got a rubber gasket set into the top, and then it's got this metal ring around it with a latch, a hinge, and this allows you to seal it incredibly tight. Except I just did it backwards. Yeah, you can seal these incredibly tight, and they will keep the snuff fresh for eons. These have gotten expensive now, particularly because of the shipping costs. But in the smaller ones, if you've got a lot of a given snuff you want to preserve for a long time, this is probably your best bet. Just keep it in a dark place. As I have, the past 9-10 years. A lot of these snuffs in here are no longer even packaged in the same packaging. So I have no idea what this is. Maybe you can tell me. I'll put it in the comments. I'm not sure. I do know that it smelled really good when I opened the tin. It's funny. It almost smells like Coca-Cola or something, or RC Cola. There's something minty in there. Well, I'm going to try it and see if it's... it's still just as fresh as the day it was born. Fantastic. You ready to pinch with your squinty? Let's do this then. Pinch. Pinch. I'll go back to the bad British accent. It is time to pinch with your squinty, or any other part of the body with which you can pinch. Cheers. That is freaking fantastic. It is just as fresh as the day I put it in the jar 10 years ago. It's fantastic. Now, is there going to be, if you do what I did, was to put all different kinds of containers, different snuffs into the same jar? Yes, you can have cross-insemination of odors between the various snuffs. I don't notice this in this particular tin. It's a metal container, very tight-fitting lid. So this has not gotten cross-pollinated by any other snuff. I think this might be a Himtaj, but it's good. You'll have to tell me if you can't see it. No big whoop. I'll have somebody with eyesight who speaks Hindi to take a look at this. I had a disaster. I got to tell you about my disaster, and I'm also going to do my disclaimer right now. These videos are not intended for viewing by persons under the adult age at which one can legally purchase and use tobacco or cannabis in their locale of residence. If you are not above the age of majority for tobacco use, get the hell out of my channel and do it right now. Go find yourself a nice video about how to make homemade sex toys or have cute cats appearing to sing thanks to autotune and other gimmickry. Find something else to watch. Go watch something political, like we haven't had enough of that shit for the past 3 months. Yikes. Thanks. I'm going to change my name to Garbage, just in honor of President Joe Biden. Hi, my name is Garbage. Trashmo Garboo. So anyway, the other thing I want to say as part of my disclaimer is that these videos are not intended to promote the use of anything. Tobacco, cannabis, alcohol. In fact, if you don't have one of these bad habits, please don't start. You don't need another bad habit. The masturbation should be enough, damn it. How many bad habits do you need, Junior? You don't need to start smoking or sniffing snuff or smoking weed if you haven't done it already. And remember, with any kind of luck, you'll have a lot of time left if you ever want to indulge in those vices. You don't have to do it right now. The other thing is, and this is a sidebar to that disclaimer, there's really solid research now that shows that the human brain is not done developing till about age 25. Therefore, even if you are of legal age to use weed or use tobacco, use nicotine, maybe you want to wait. Just saying. I mean, I would not deprive my engine of one bit of horsepower. I want that horsepower. I want that torque. I want my mental abilities to be intact. I wish I had known that when I myself started using weed at about age 16 and regularly using weed, I'll say, at about age 16, and smoking or using tobacco at age 17. I wish I'd known that. I think my brain would be healthier. Third part and final part of the disclaimer, I am in no way working to promote the products of any tobacco or nasal snuff manufacturer, packager, wholesaler, or retailer. I am doing commentary, sometimes comedy, and sometimes reviews of products that have existed for many, many, many years. I do not need to promote weed, and I do not need to promote nasal snuff because, in fact, they promote themselves. All right. Done with all that. Now, I don't have a cocktail because it's still pretty early in the morning here. It's 9:30, I guess, maybe 10. I've been up since 4:30. Again, cat woke me up, wanted to go out. Idiot cat. 30 degrees out. That's about 1 degree below 0 Celsius. Cat wanted to go out. Had to let him out. Little shit. And then, of course, I can't get back to sleep, so. But this is my first smoke of the day, but there is a problem. The problem is I just spilled my grinder all over the top of my desk. Now, there was a lot of weed in there. There was about 1.5 grams of weed in there. What am I going to do? Brush it into the wastebasket? I don't think so. Not at $120 per 7-gram bag. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sweep it up into a nice little pile and put it in my pipe. And as I'm sweeping it, it occurs to me, Junior, I call myself Junior sometimes, and sometimes I call myself Helen. You just did a whole bunch of nasal snuff over the past several days on this very same desktop. And there is undoubtedly nasal snuff strewn all over the desktop. And undoubtedly, when you spilled that grinder, all that weed got mixed in with all that nasal snuff shrapnel. So now, I can even smell it in the pile. Yeah, there's definitely nasal snuff in the weed. What do? Do I throw it away? I don't think so. Do I smoke it? I think so. But here's the deal. As I've taken to doing now with weed and also with vapes of any kind, not that I vape nicotine very often, I just finished a disposable vaporizer of some indica that was very nice, but I'm not inhaling anymore. And frankly, with today's strength of cannabis, it is absolutely not necessary to lung it. When I was a kid, it first started smoking, and weed was right around anywhere between 3.5% to about 6% THC. And 6% was the good shit. You never hardly ever found it. But 4.5% THC, yeah. Take it into your lungs, hold it for 20 seconds, blow it out of your nose. If you don't cough, you don't get off, man. Well, that's changed. Today's weed is hovering right around 25, 26%. Even swaggy weed is still about 17%, right? You don't need to inhale it anymore. The mucous membranes in your mouth will absorb the THC. Now, yes, it's going to take a few minutes longer to hit your brain than if you lunged it. And remember, part of what you're feeling when you lung it is undoubtedly hypoxia, the condition of not having enough oxygen to your brain. So if that is the case, yeah, it's not going to feel as powerful as quickly as if you smoke it. But I suspect it's going to be better for your lungs. So we're going to see how bad this tastes. I am not hopeful because there's a lot of different snuffs that were on this desk that, you know, I take a pinch, I drop a few grains, right? It's one of the things I dislike about nasal snuff is it can be pretty messy. And I am a blind person and I tend to get messy in general, and it kind of went all over. So we're going to see how this tastes. Puff, do not inhale. Puff, Witcha Squinty. That does not taste good at all. That does not taste good at all. Now, maybe if it had just been one kind of snuff. I think I got a crumb from my bagel in there, too. Ah! But the things we do for drugs. The things we do for drugs. Yeah. Wow. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to use it, but it's not going to be very pleasant. I wonder if I should maybe just sacrifice the $15 worth of weed or so I've got sitting here. I can't make myself do it, guys. I can't make myself throw it away. It's like nasal stuff. I cannot make myself throw them away. Even if I think they're disgusting. Bohica. I gotta credit whoever came up with the foobar range for Delakia. I think it was very clever. Foobar, snafu, bohica, bend over, here it comes again. Very, very clever. All right, let's do another pinch of whatever this is. It's marvelous. I'm not going to get that bad weed snuff mix out of my mouth for a while. Nasty, and I got nothing to drink here. I was not prepared. Like the good Boy Scout, I am. Here we go. I was a Boy Scout. Any of you guys ever Scouts? Ladies, Girl Scouts? Ever sell the cookies? Fucking cookie pushers. How dare they? I actually got kicked out of Boy Scouts for eating brownies. But yeah, come back around if you didn't get it. Oh my God. That is a delicious snuff. Much more delicious than this mixture of various snuffs and what started out as pretty good cannabis. God! I'm going to smoke some more. I mean, my mouth can't taste any shittier than it does now. I've been eating, my mouth, I can only imagine that it tastes like what it might taste like to give roadkill a rim job. Gah! Oh, the things we do to get high. So any of you guys ever sniff paint? Gasoline? Do you ever huff? Me neither. I got a couple of subscribers I know that did huff. I'm not naming names or anything. Yeah, they were into inhalants. I've got a couple of gay viewers of this channel. Thank you, boys. Always good to see you. Got a couple of gay subscribers that are way into poppers. You know what poppers are? Ambutyl nitrate. They used to call them smelling salts. You know, the lady would faint. Oh, my bodice is too tight. Thud. And she'd go down on the fainting couch. And they would come around and they'd put this little bottle under her nose. And she'd perk right up and go into the kitchen and make dinner. The good old days. Well, that still exists. And now they call them poppers. And they are, the first time I encountered them was in a gay bar. A friend of mine was appearing in a drag show years ago. And we went to the gay bar, and this guy came up to me and said, "You want a poppers?" I said, "I don't even know what that is." And he just stuck this thing under my nose. I get the cherry head. Oh, God. Never do those again. That's the only time I've ever done inhalants, was accidentally at a gay bar. Go ahead. Go nuts in the comments section. I'm sure you will, especially my gay friends from Germany. Hello, sweetie. Schatzi. Wo bist du, Schatzi? Maybe if you write me, you can tell me what is the meaning of the German word Gemütlichkeit. Also the word Schwanz. You tipped your hand, my friend. Anyone who knows about Magma Video, I know your secret. I know your secret. Oh, I didn't mean to inhale it. I just took 5 years off my life. I should not try to talk while I am smoking the tainted weed. Oh my God. Yeah, poppers, inhalants. I don't do those. This is kind of like the weed equivalent of inhalants, minus the cherry head. My brother, one of my brothers, years ago, made a homemade bong out of a big piece of PVC pipe. And it stood maybe 3 feet tall off the floor. It was a pull choke. You pulled the bowl and stem out to carburate it. And he was very proud of it. He had stenciled very carefully on the side its name, Brain Splitter. And he said, "You got to try Brain Splitter." And I, being an idiot kid, I said, "Okay, let's load her up and fire her up. I'm going to try Brain Splitter." As the first puff of smoke after I carb hits my mouth, I realize that said brother has put poppers in for bong water. Never mind the fact that they're incredibly combustible and that whole thing could have gone up in my face. But the combination of the weed smoke and the poppers, somebody probably should have called an ambulance. Nobody did, of course. They were just too busy laughing at me, flopping like an epileptic crappie on the basement floor. Brain Splitter. It certainly did. Thanks, brother. I actually very much enjoyed my childhood because my brothers are both hilarious. They were really, my youngest brother in particular is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. And even though he almost killed me with Brain Splitter. What is your best drug abuse story? Feel free to comment. Drug abuse, incidentally, would also include alcohol. Ever do something really stupid when you were drinking? Be sure to put it in the comments section and let's all have a good laugh. I got a problem with only certain kinds of booze. I don't drink very much. If I have the equivalent of 1 shot of whiskey, whether that's 1 beer, 1 glass of wine, or a shot of booze, it's about once a month, maybe, and that would be pretty heavy consumption for me. Don't do a lot of booze anymore. But I am sure I've had my moments, creative vomiting moments, I have a problem. Now, I don't know if do you guys, any of you, if you drink hard alcohol, do you have a problem with a specific kind of alcohol? Let me explain. Like, tequila for me is not an alcohol. It's like a hallucinogenic drug. I'm fine with 2 tequila drinks, provided I space them out a little bit. But if I go to the third one, I start having hallucinations, mild hallucinations. Back when I could see a little bit, I would actually have visuals a little bit with tequila. It affects me the way it affects probably 1% of all tequila drinkers in the world. I get high from tequila. I don't get drunk. And I don't get combative or anything. I'm a pretty friendly drunk. But tequila just makes me feel really weird. So I hardly ever drink tequila. I can drink whiskey under what the British call whiskey. In other words, we call it scotch here in the United States. Whether it's a single malt or blended, that kind of whiskey I can drink just fine. But Woodford Reserve, Wild Turkey, it's very much down market cousin Jack Daniels, Evan Williams, Corby's, I'm sorry. Scoresby's is a brand of scotch. Corby's. Any of those brown liquors, brown American whiskey, I can't drink them. And I'll tell you why. 4 really bad things happen. Well, actually 3. The 4th is just a prediction. First of all, I believe without a doubt in my mind that I am God's gift to women. And I mean all women. Your wife, your 15-year-old sister, your 80-year-old grandma. I firmly believe that I am God's gift to women. I, in fact, am not God's gift to women. Whiskey. The second bad thing that happens when I drink whiskey is I think I can talk my way out of anything. I'm a good talker, but there's some things you can't take back when you say them. Which leads me to the third point. I firmly believe that I can kick any ass in the bar. 67 years old, blind, with a bad left knee and a bad right foot. I don't think I should be picking fights with bikers. If you catch my drift. And I'm not even talking about guys that ride motorcycles. I'm talking about like the guys with the queer little pants and the cute little sunglasses riding their little sporty bicycles around town. Don't you love my new ride? Yes, I do, Brucey. It's a marvelous ride. And speaking of marvelous rides, how's your mother? Anyway. No, I think I can kick any ass in the room. Very, very bad idea. As a result, I rarely drink Jack Daniels or Corby's or Evan Williams or George Dickel or Jack Daniels or Wild Turkey. Even the good ones, even the good whiskeys like the Woodford Reserve or the small batch bourbons and stuff, I'm pretty sure they would all affect me the same way, so I never drink them. I don't drink rum because it's got too much fermented sugar in it, and it's bad for my diabetes. Same reason I don't drink brandy. Most other alcohol that I would drink would be, if it's not Scotch whiskey, it's going to be vodka. And it's going to be vodka with a no sugar mix. In my case, because I can't stand the taste of artificial sweeteners, it's going to be club soda or charged water or seltzer. Big chunk of lime, tall glass, some ice, 80 calories. I call it a skinny bitch. That's the name of the drink. And I'm good to go. But if you've got some good alcohol stories or some good drug stories, love to hear them. Put them down in the comments section and we'll all have a good laugh. That would be great. Oh, I shouldn't do this to myself. The high is okay, and I'm getting nicotine out of this. I guarantee it because, you know, it's like smoking a pipe, I suppose, just with really finely ground tobacco. It's not going to taste very good, but I'm enjoying the buzz, so here we go. Puff, Witcha Squinty. Yep, no need to inhale, guys. You're better off not doing it. And actually, as far as the science that as I understand it right now, your safest bet for using cannabis is probably an edible. That's even slower than trying to let the mucous membranes in your mouth absorb the THC. But again, there's no smoke damage. It doesn't stain your teeth. It's not going to harm your breath. One thing that happens to me with weed gummies is they often give me, let's just say, loose stool. They have a laxative effect, some gummies. I'm still waiting here in Minnesota. I'm still waiting. They legalized weed a year and a half ago, and supposedly there would be weed dispensaries open in the state by the middle of September of 2024. Now, as far as I know, there is not one, and there certainly is not one in my town that I know of. I'm going to put this on a boxcar all the way from India. Have no idea what the hell it is. But let's take a sniff. Gotta taste better than what I just hit from the pipe. Oh yeah. That tasted like donkey shit. Not an exaggeration. Not that I've ever eaten donkey shit. One can only imagine. Oh, that is so freaking good. Much better than rimming roadkill. Thanks for joining me. I hope your weekend is splendiferous. Remember, don't inhale, but keep on puffing. If you are a puffer, sip gently and don't get behind the wheel of a car if you're a drinker. If you're a chronic masturbator, don't shoot yourself in the eye. God bless you, and we'll see you later this weekend. I'll probably try to identify some of these Indian snuffs, and we might go through some of them. Might even have a cocktail with you, one of my once-a-month rare cocktails. From the Dank Basement, my name is Paul. You can call me Uncle Squinty. You can call me garbage. You can call me asshole. And until the next time I see you, you take care of you. I don't know, man. I mean, my God, what have I done? What have I done? What am I about to do to myself? This is like giving myself a turpentine enema. What the hell? And I've never done that either. Interesting idea. Not worth it. See you. I wonder which of these ugly faces the YouTube thumbnail auto generator is going to put up.